Hi, I'm Shani and today I'll be talking to you about nutrition and digestion. During this presentation I will be explaining the 7 requirements of a balanced diet and their main roles, effects of dietary imbalance including the symptoms of nutrient deficiency, the anatomical structure of the human alimentary canal, functions of each part of the human alimentary canal including mechanical and chemical digestion and absorption, histology of the stomach, duodenum and ileum, as well as the main functions of the liver related to digestion. So we're going to talk about the 7 requirements for a balanced diet and their main roles. A balanced diet gives your body everything it needs to stay healthy, grow properly and function. Eating the right amounts of different nutrients, each with its own important role, is essential for a balanced diet. Here are the 7 key components of a balanced diet and what they do for you. Starting with carbohydrates. These are the body's main energy source. When you eat foods like bread, rice, pasta or potatoes, your body turns them into glucose, which fuels your cells. Especially important for your brain and muscle function. Proteins. Proteins help your body grow, they heal wounds and maintain muscles and tissues. When needed, they can also be used for energy. You'll find a good source of protein in meat, fish, eggs, dairy, beans and lentils. Next we have fats. Fats are essential to our body to function as long as they are consumed in the right amounts. They give you long-lasting energy, help to keep you warm and protect your organs. Healthy fats are found in foods like nuts, seed, avocados, oily fish and olive oil. Next we have vitamins. Vitamins help your body do all sorts of things, from keeping your immune system strong to supporting bone health and helping with blood clotting. Different vitamins come from different foods, so eating a variety is important. Fruits, vegetables, dairy and whole grains are all great sources of vitamins. Minerals. Minerals like calcium, iron and potassium are vital for things like strong bones and teeth, healthy blood and nerve function. You can find them in foods such as meat, dairy products, greens and fish. Next we have fibre. Fibre keeps your digestive system moving and helps prevent constipation. It also supports healthy gut bacteria. Fibre is found in whole grains, fruits, vegetables, beans and legumes. Water. Water tends to be overlooked when talking about a balanced diet, but it is essential in order to survive. It helps with digestion, nutrient absorption, body temperature control and waste removal. To conclude, a balanced diet means that eating a variety of foods so your body gets all the nutrients it needs to function properly. So what happens when your diet is not balanced? A balanced diet is essential for good health and nutrition, but lack of vital nutrients causes dietary imbalances. These over time can result in health issues such as scurvy. This could be from lack of vitamin C. It helps your skin, blood vessels and keeps your gums healthy. Symptoms of scurvy include tiredness, swollen or bleeding gums, joint pain and anemia. Next we have rickets. Rickets results from insufficient vitamin D, calcium or phosphate. These nutrients are the building blocks of strong bones and teeth. Symptoms include soft or weak bones, bone deformities, very common in children, dental problems and muscle weakness. Next we have pellagra. Pellagra is the result of niacin deficiency, vitamin B3. Niacin acid in your body Niacin aids your body in converting food into energy and keeps the brain running. Symptoms include diarrhea, dermatitis, and dementia. If left untreated, it could even cause death. Beriberi is due to deficiency of thiamine, vitamin B1. Thiamine regulates nerve function and energy production in the body. Symptoms can manifest as weight loss, weakness in one or both limbs, confusion, emotional changes, and palpitations. Iron deficiency leads to anemia. Our last one. Iron helps make hemoglobin, which carries oxygen through the blood. Symptoms include regular fatigue, weakness, pale skin, shortness of breath, chest pain, and higher incidences of infections. Your body struggles when you eat a diet that is lacking in essential nutrients over the long term. You can feel tired all the time, begin to feel unwell more frequently, or see physical changes like weak bones or skin issues. All of these are symptoms that your body is not receiving enough nutrients. Although most nutrient deficiencies are preventable and even reversible by consuming a balanced and healthy diet with a variety of foods. Next, we move on to the alimentary canal, structure and functions, including mechanical and chemical digestion and absorption. The alimentary canal, also known as the digestive tract, is complex and various processes can occur at the same time. There are two types of digestion processes. The first is mechanical digestion, and the second being chemical digestion. So this process starts at the mouth. The mouth is a mechanical process as it includes teeth and tongue and is used for chewing food and breaking it down into smaller pieces to ease digestion. There are 3 pairs of salivary glands which secrete saliva. The saliva mixes with the food as it is chewed in a process called mastication. It is then passed down the pharynx and the esophagus as a bolus, which is a mass of food mixed with the saliva to help swallowing and digestion. The pharynx is also a mechanical process as it has a muscular wall which contracts. This helps the process of swallowing food as it is pushed further down the esophagus. The esophagus pushes solids down by the process of peristalsis, which is a series of contractions that happen in waves. Gravity helps the process and also enables liquids to travel down without the extra help of these contractions. Next, we move on to the stomach, in this area here. The stomach is where the digestion of protein begins. Stomach acid coats food as it is churned. The acid in the stomach is also known as gastric juice, which creates a substance called chyme. The stomach is where mechanical absorption from the stomach muscles churning the food work alongside the chemical absorption from the gastric juices. These gastric juices contain hydrochloric acid and enzyme pepsin. Pepsin begins the digestion of proteins. Next, we move on to the small intestine, down here. The small intestine measures roughly 6 to 7 meters in length and is where most of the protein digestion as well as nutrition being absorbed takes place. Chemical digestion happens in the pancreas, where it releases a fluid called pancreatic juice that is packed with enzymes to help break down carbohydrates, proteins and fats in your food. Meanwhile, the liver produces bile, which helps break fats into smaller droplets, making it easier for digestive enzymes to do their job. Inside the small intestine, the walls are covered with tiny finger-like structures called villi. These villi absorb nutrients from digested food and pass them into the bloodstream, so your body can use them for energy, growth and repair. Next we move on to the large intestine, this one here. The large intestine measures around 1.5 metres in length and is much thicker than the small intestine. Its role is to absorb the vitamins and the remaining water into the body and forms any leftover food particles into faeces to be expelled. Lastly, the rectum. The rectum is a temporary storage area that stores the waste products that need to be expelled from the body through the anus. Next we move on to the histology of the stomach. The stomach wall is made up of 4 layers. Each layer has its own role in helping the stomach function properly. Firstly, we start with the mucosa. It's the inside layer where the digestion starts. It includes a surface lining of epithelial cells that form small indentations called gastric pits. These pits lead to gastric glands, which release digestive juices to help break down the food. Beneath these are 2 more parts, the lamina propria, which is a layer of connective tissue, and the muscularis mucosae, which is a thin layer of muscle. Next we have the submucosa. This is the supportive layer that lies just under the mucosa. It contains blood vessels, lymphatics and nerves that help nourish the stomach and coordinate its activity. Next we have the muscularis externa. This is a thick muscle layer and is responsible for churning up the food. It has 3 layers of muscle, an inner oblique layer which is only found in the stomach, a middle circular layer and an outer longitudinal layer. These layers work together to move and blend the stomach contents. Lastly, we have serosa. This is the outer layer which is made up of the thin connective tissue, which are covered by a layer of flat, simple squamous cells. It helps protect the stomach and reduces friction with the surrounding organs. Next we move on to histology of the duodenum. The duodenum, which is the first part of the small intestine, is also made up of 4 main layers, each layer playing an important part in digestion. Firstly, again, we have the mucosa. This is the inner layer and it is lined with simple epithelial cells along with goblet cells that produce mucus. A feature that is unique is the presence of Brunner's glands, which release an alkaline mucus that helps neutralize stomach acid, which protects the lining of our intestines. Next we go down to the submucosa, which is located just under the mucosa, and it's a layer that contains blood vessels, lymphatic vessels and nerves that support digestion. Brunner's glands are also seen in this layer. Then we move on to the muscularis externa. This muscular layer moves food along the intestine. It has 2 layers of smooth muscle which work together to push food forward through a process called peristalsis. And lastly, again, we have the serosa. The outer layer is made up of connective tissue, which is covered by a thin layer of squamous epithelial cells. This acts as a protective covering and helps avoid any friction with the nearby organs. And moving on to the histology of the ileum. The ileum is the final segment of the small intestine and has 4 layers with a similar structure to the stomach and duodenum. Firstly, again starting with the mucosa, it consists of simple columnar epithelium and contains goblet cells which produce mucus and lubricate the insides of the gut. The ileum contains Peyer's patches, which are clusters of immune cells, lymphoid follicles. They help protect the body and fend off any harmful microbes located in the gut. Submucosa, again located below the mucosa. It's a layer with blood vessels, lymphatic vessels and nerves which enable digestive functions. Muscularis externa is a muscle layer responsible for food moving through the intestines. It consists of two layers which coordinate and initiate the contractions called peristalsis, moving food along the digestive system. Serosa, finally, is the outer layer constructed of connective tissue and is covered by a thin layer of squamous epithelial cells. It provides a protective coating and reduces friction with the adjacent organs. So to summarise, the stomach, duodenum and ileum all have 4-layer structure, but their properties are all tailored to their digestive functions. The stomach includes gastric glands to digest food. Brunner's glands that work to neutralise stomach acid are located in the duodenum, and Peyer's patches in the ileum help in immune defence. Right, moving on to the main functions of the liver related to digestion. One of the liver's main jobs when it comes to digestion is making a fluid called bile. Bile helps your body break down fats from the food. It breaks large fat molecules into smaller ones, so they're easier for your body to digest and absorb. Once the liver makes the bile, it is then stored in the gallbladder. So when you eat a meal, especially one high in fat content, the gallbladder releases the bile into your small intestine to help the digestion process. The liver also stores fat-soluble vitamins such as A, D, E, K and vitamin B12. So that concludes my presentation. I hope you have gained a better understanding of nutrition and digestion, including the alimentary canal. Thank you for listening.